In this video, we're going to look at multiplication and division application strategies. So we're going to use some of the forms that we learned in the last video, and here's a summary of these forms. We looked at fair sharing or equal grouping and how they related to multiplication and division. We looked at area of a rectangle, distance, rate, and time, again, multiplication and division, and multiplicative comparisons, when we multiplied one quantity by another because something was 3 times as large or 5 times as large. And here's the associated, what we call fact family, that shows how these structures are related to each other. Okay, so let's look at the first example. And again, we're going to highlight the givens and circle the goal. We're going to find the structure. We are going to set up an appropriate expression with words and symbols. Then we're going to multiply or divide and write our final answer as a complete sentence. So let's do these one step at a time. So let's start with reading the question and finding what we're given and what our goal is. So last month, Larry worked out 4 times as many hours as he did this month. Last month, he worked out 20 hours. And our question is, how many hours did he work out this month? Okay. So notice that this is going to be a multiplicative comparison problem. Okay, and it may take you a moment to realize that because you're new at this. But it's basically saying one amount is sometimes as large as another amount. Namely, we're comparing how much he worked out last month compared to this month. So let's write this out in words. So first we know it's a multiplicative comparison. Okay. And reading this, it says, last month Larry worked out 4 times as many hours as he did this month. So last month hours is 4 times this month's hours. Okay, so again, we're comparing last month's working out hours with this month's, and this is how they're related. Okay, so now we're given 4, so the multiplicative number. Okay, and then are we given last month's or this month? So it says last month he worked out 20 hours. So we're given last month's hours is, so we could think of that as equal to 4 times this month's hours. And this month's hours is what we're trying to find. Okay. Now, this is a pretty simple problem in terms of the numbers, so you may be able to figure this out without rewriting it as a division problem, because it's saying 20 equals 4 times what number? Okay, so what do you multiply 4 by to get 20? And the result is going to be 5. Okay, you can also think of it in terms of the multiplicative comparison. We're given the multiplier and one of the quantities, so we're going to divide the quantity by the multiplier to get the new quantity. So this is equivalent to 20 hours divided by 4. Remember, 4 doesn't have any unit, it's just 4 times, it's not 4 hours, equals 5 hours. Okay. Now we're going to write this as a complete sentence. So our answer is, how many hours did he work out this month? Larry worked out 5 hours this month. Okay. So again, you just need to be careful and really read through, comprehend, and understand the structure of the problem. You see the 4 times, it's tempting to multiply 20 times 4, and sometimes that will be the case. But in other times, the amount that he worked out this month was missing, so we actually needed to divide. Let's look at the next one. So Sky drove from Scottsdale to Las Vegas. Her average speed was 65 miles per hour. The trip took 5 hours. And we're asked, how far did Sky drive? So that's what we want to find. Okay. And you may see that this is a distance, rate, and time problem. So we're given speed, we're given time. So let's write what we're given. So this speed is another word for rate. Okay. We're told the trip took 5 hours, so that's time. And we want to find how far did Sky drive. So that's going to be, we want to find distance. Okay. So this is a distance, rate, time problem. Actually, just let's write this. That might look like division. And we actually know from the chart, which we'll look at in a second, that distance equals rate times time. Okay, so looking at our chart, here it is, distance equals rate times time. Okay, so which values are we given? Well, we want to find the distance, so we'll put question mark for distance. We have the rate is 65 miles per hour. So I'm going to write that as 65 miles over hours. Okay. And the time is 5 hours. Okay. Now notice this is the direct representation. It's solved for the distance which we're trying to find, so we can just multiply these out. We don't have to reorder them or use a separate formula. Notice the hours cancel out, and we just need to find 65 times 5. So let's use place value to do this. 65 times 5. Okay. So this can mean multiplication. We also use this symbol, but we stop using this later, so I don't use that one too much. Okay, so the process for doing this multiplication, and feel free to check this on your calculator when these numbers aren't very large, but when they get large, typically we do them on our calculator anyway. So we have 5 ones times 5 ones is 25. So that's going to be 5 ones, and I'm going to carry a 2. This 2 represents the 20 from the 25. So I'm carrying it here to add it on later. Now this means 5 ones times 6 tens, because the 6 is in the tens place. So 5 times 6 is 30, and that's 30 tens. Okay, and then we have 2 more that we're adding on, which is 32 tens. So we're going to write 32. And because we put it to the left of the 5, it's in the appropriate place value. So that's the 2 tens. This is the 30 tens, which is the same as 3 hundreds. So 3 hundreds is in the proper place value. So that works out nicely. Okay, so our result is, let's write our answer. Sky drove 325 miles. And we have 2 more problems that we'll look at in the next video.